ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. Welcome to Amara Bharati Samskrita YouTube channel, where we learn CBSE NCERT Sanskrit lessons through English and Kannada languages. Now we go through the CBSE Class 8 Sanskrit textbook Ruchira. In that, the very first lesson, Prathamaha Pathaha Subhashitani. The word Subhashitani means good sayings or noble counsel. Now we look at the lesson proper. The word Subhashita is formed by the combination of two words, Su and Bhashita. The meaning of Su is beautiful, sweet, noble, good. And the meaning of Bhashita is words, sayings. This way, the meaning of the word Subhashita is beautiful sayings, good sayings, noble counsel, sweet sayings, words of wisdom. In this current lesson, there are collected a few interesting and thought-provoking Subhashitas from the works Sukti Manjari, Niti Shatakam, Manusmritihi, Shishupalavadham and Panchatantram. The collection of Subhashitas in Sanskrit language is so huge that no other language can match this collection both in quality and quantity. If you start studying this collection of Sanskrit Subhashitas, it will take you several years of study. It is no exaggeration to state that there is no topic in our life which is not touched by one or the other Subhashitas in the Sanskrit language. Now there are 7 Subhashitas in your lesson and we will go through them one by one. First one. Guna gunagnyeshu guna bhavanti te nirgunam prapya bhavanti doshaha susvadutoyah prabhavanti nadyah samudramasadya bhavantyapeyah. Guna gunagnyeshu guna bhavanti te nirgunam prapya bhavanti doshaha susvadutoyah prabhavanti nadyah samudramasadya bhavantyapeyah. Now, for study of these Subhashitas, there are 4 steps. The first step is Padacheda or Padavibhaga, which is the split of words in this particular Subhashita, which is the individual words which are comprising this Subhashita. The second step is Anvaya or the prose order, because the poetry order is not necessarily the same as the prose order. So we have to identify the sentence which is forming this Subhashita by identifying the prose order. Next, once we know the split of words and the prose order, we have to know the meanings of the individual words. The meanings of each of these words has to be known in order to make sense of the meaning of the Subhashita. And finally, what we do is the meaning of the Subhashita itself along with an explanation. So these are the 4 steps. First step is Padacheda or Padavibhaga, then is Anvaya, then the Pratipadartha or the meaning of the individual words, and then last is the meaning of the Subhashita itself. We go through these 4 steps for each of the Subhashitas in this particular lesson. First is the Padacheda or the Padavibhaga or the split of words. The split of words is like this: Gunaha Gunagnyeshu Gunaha Bhavanti Te Nirgunam Prapya Bhavanti Doshaha Susvadu Toyaha Prabhavanti Nadyah Samudram Asadya Bhavanti Apeyaha. Bhavantyapeyah is bhavanti apeyah. Samudram asadya means is samudram plus asadya. Now let us look at the anvaya or the prose order. Gunaha gunagneshu gunaha bhavanti. Te gunaha nirgunam prapya doshaha bhavanti. Nadyah prabhavanti susvadu toyaha. Taha samudram asadya apeyaha bhavanti. Now let us look at the pratipadartha or the meanings of the individual words. Gunaha means qualities. Gunagneshu, in a noble person, in a person with good company. Gunaha, noble, good qualities. Bhavanti, become. Te, they, the qualities. Nirgunam, a person with bad qualities, in a person with bad company. Prapya, having reached, having attained. Doshaha, bad qualities. Bhavanti, become. Susvadu toyaha, pure and sweet waters. Prabhavanti, originate. Nadyah, rivers. Samudram, sea, ocean. Asadya, having reached. Apeyaha, undrinkable. Bhavanti, become. Let us look at the meaning of this Subhashita. Meaning is, qualities become good and noble qualities when they are taken up by a good and a noble person, or by a person in good company. These same qualities become defects or bad qualities when they are taken up by a wicked person or in wicked company. As an example, pure and sweet drinkable waters flow in rivers, and the same river waters, when they reach the sea, they become salty and undrinkable. Another example we can give here: perseverance is a good quality in a person who uses it for study, for research of good and noble topics. The very same perseverance can become dogmatism, stubbornness, or the act of not listening to others' opinions when they are used by a wicked person for bad purposes. So this is the meaning of this Subhashita. We go to the next Subhashita. Sahitya Sangita Kala Vihinah Sakshat Pashuhu Puchha Vishanahinaha Trinam Nakhadannapi Jivamanah Tadbhagadheyam Paramam Pashunam. Sahitya Sangita Kala Vihinah Sakshat Pashuhu Puchha Vishanahinaha Trinam Nakhadannapi Jivamanah Tadbhagadheyam Paramam Pashunam. The Padacheda, Padavibhaga split of words is Sahitya Sangita Kala Vihinah is one full word, but I have split it into these four parts because they are individual parts, but they are joined together in one full word. Sakshat Pashuhu Puchha Vishanahinaha Trinam na Khadan api. Khadan api is here. Khadan plus api. Jivamanaha. Tadbhagadheyam is here. Tat plus bhagadeyam is tadbhagadheyam. Paramam Pashunam. Anvaya or the prose order is Sahitya Sangita Kala Vihinah Janaha Puchha Vishanahinaha Sakshat Pashuhu eva asti. Saha Trinam na Khadan api Jivamanaha asti. Tat Pashunam Paramam Bhagadheyam asti. Let us look at the Pratipadartha or the meanings of the individual words. Sahitya Sangita Kala Vihinah is a person who does not appreciate, who is not a connoisseur, who is bereft of appreciation of literature. Sahitya is literature, Sangita is music, and Kala is art. A person who does not appreciate literature, music, and art. Puchha Vishanahinaha is one who is without tail and horns. Sakshat Pashuhu is indeed an animal. Trinam na khadan, not eating grass, api jivamanah, living like this, tat pashunam, this is for the animals, paramam bhagadheyam, the great luck, fortune of these animals. What is the meaning of the Subhashita? A person who does not appreciate literature, music or art is indeed an animal without tail and horns. The fact that he is living without eating grass is indeed the good fortune of the animals, because he does not eat grass, the animals have all the grass to eat. Otherwise, if this fellow also started eating grass, animals would have no grass to eat at all. He is no different from animal, except in the fact that he is not eating grass. That's the meaning. Explanation: as a human being, have a good appreciation of literature, music and art. These are the ones which elevate a person both morally and spiritually. You have appreciation for Sahitya, Sangeeta and Kala is the meaning of this Subhashita. We go further. Lubdhasya nashyati yashaf pishunasya maitri nashtakriyasya kulamarthaparasya dharmaha vidyaphalam vyasanina kripanasya saukhyam rajyam pramatta sachivasya naradhipasya lubdhasya nashyati yashaf pishunasya maitri nashtakriyasya kulamarthaparasya dharmaha vidyaphalam vyasanina kripanasya saukhyam rajyam pramatta sachivasya naradhipasya. We look at the padacheda or the padavibhaga. Lubdhasya nashyati yashaha pishunasya maitri nashtakriyasya kulam arthaparasya dharmaha vidyaphalam vyasaninaha kripanasya saukhyam rajyam pramatta sachivasya naradhipasya. Anvaya or the prose order is Lubdhasya yashaha nashyati pishunasya maitri nashyati nashtakriyasya kulam nashyati arthaparasya dharmaha nashyati vyasaninaha vidya nashyati kripanasya saukhyam nashyati pramatta sachivasya naradhipasya rajyam nashyati. So we look at the pratipadartha, the individual words, the meanings of the individual words. Lubdhasya, of a greedy, covetous, avaricious person. Yashaha, fame, success. Nashyati, gets destroyed, lost. Pishunasya, of a person who is slanderous, engaging in backbiting, engaging in gossip. Pishuna is a person engaging in gossip. Maitri, friendship. Nashtakriyasya, of a person who spoils the work. Kulam, his family. Arthaparasya, of a person hankering only after wealth. Dharma, his dharma. Vyasaninaha, of a person having bad habits. Vidyaphalam, the results of education. Kripanasya, of a miserly person. Saukhyam, his happiness, welfare. Rajyam, the kingdom. Pramatta sachivasya, having an intoxicated minister, an unwise minister, a minister who makes mistakes. Naradhipasya, of a king. Let us go to the meaning of this Subhashita. The success, fame of a greedy, covetous person gets destroyed or lost. Lubdhasya nashyati yashaha. Pishunasya maitri nashyati. The friendship of a person engaging in gossip or calumny gets lost. Nashtakriyasya kulam. The clan, race of a person who spoils his work, who makes mistakes in his work, gets lost. Arthaparasya dharmaha. The duty, dharma, right and moral conduct of a person hankering only after wealth gets lost. Vidyaphalam vyasaninaha. The fruits of education of a person having bad habits are lost. Kripanasya saukhyam. The happiness or peace of mind of a miser is lost. Rajyam Pramakta Sachivasya Naradhipasya. The kingdom of a king having an intoxicated, unwise minister who makes mistakes gets lost. What is the moral? Be careful about these things. Never be greedy. Never engage in gossip, calumny. Never do bad deeds. Never be desperate about earning wealth. Never have bad habits. Never be a miser. Never seek advice from unwise persons. We go further. Pitva rasam tu katukam madhuram samanam madhuryameva janayen madhumakshikasau santastathaiva samasajjana durjananam shrutva vachah madhurasuktarasam srijanti. Pitva rasam tu katukam madhuram samanam madhuryameva janayen madhumakshikasau santastathaiva samasajjana durjananam shrutva vachah madhurasuktarasam srijanti. Let us look at the padacheda, padavibhaga, split of words. Pitva rasam tu katukam madhuram samanam madhuryam eva janayet madhumakshika asau santah tatha eva samasajjana durjananam shrutva vachah madhura sukta rasam srijanti. Anvaya or the prose order is asau madhumakshika tu samanam katukam va madhuram pitva madhuryameva janayet तथा एव संतः समसज्जन दुर्जनानां वचः श्रुत्वा मधुर सूक्त रसम एव सृजन्ति. Madhuram rasam should be there here. There is a word called rasam should come between madhuram rasam pitva. We go to the meanings of the individual words. Pitva, having drunk or consumed. Rasam, to the juice, nectar indeed. Katukam, bitter. Madhuram, and sweet. Samanam, equally. Madhuryam eva, sweetness only. Janayet, generates. Madhumakshika, asau, this honey bee. Santaha, saints, holy men, noblemen. Tatha eva, in the same way. Samasajjana durjananam, equally of noble and wicked people. Shrutva vachaha, listening to the words. Madhura sukta rasam, the essence of sweet words. Srijanti, they create, generate, or speak. What is the meaning of this Subhashita? A honeybee generates only sweetness, sweet honey, after consuming equally both kinds of juice, nectar, bitter and sweet from the flowers. In the same way, saints listen equally to both good and wicked people and speak only the essence of sweet words. Moral is, be like the honey bee, which generates sweet honey irrespective of the type of flower from which it collects the honey. Always speak sweet, noble words, irrespective of whoever is talking to you, a good person or a wicked person. Let us look at the next Subhashita. Vihaya paurusham yohi daivamevāvalambate prasāda simhavattasya mūrdhni tishthanti vāyasāha. Vihaya paurusham yohi daivamevāvalambate prasāda simhavattasya mūrdhni tishthanti vāyasāha. The split of words, padacheda, padavibhaga is Vihaya paurusham yaha hi daivam eva avalambate prasada simhavat tasya mūrdhni tishthanti vayasaha. Anvaya or the prose order is yaha paurusham vihaya hi daivam eva avalambate tasya mūrdhni vayasaha tishthanti prasada simhavat. Let us look at the meanings of the individual words. Vihaya, having given up. Paurusham, effort, action, exertion, strenuous effort. Yaha he, who indeed, daivameva, only on destiny, fortune, avalambate, one who relies on, prasada simhavat, like the statue of a lion at a palace gate. Tasya murdhni, on his head, vayasaha tishtanti, crows sit. Vayasa means crow, tishtanti means sit. Meaning is, if one gives up his efforts, action for achieving an objective and relies only on destiny or fate, then he will not be respected and his life will be wasted. He will be just like the statue of a lion at a palace gate, upon whose head crows sit down. There is no other use of that lion other than for crows to sit on, and it will not have the valor or roar of a real lion. Explanation is, have faith in the higher force. Yes, in destiny you have faith, in fate, but never give up your continuous efforts. Do not shy away from putting forth your best efforts. Put forth all your efforts. Never be like a stone statue of a lion. Be a real lion who has valor and roars, and do all your work, do all your action. We go further. Pushpa patra phala chaya mula valkala darubhihi dhanya mahiruha yesham vimukham yanti narthinah. Pushpa patra phala chaya mula valkala darubhihi dhanya mahiruha yesham vimukham yanti narthinah. Padacheda, Padavibhaga, split of words is Pushpa patra phala chaya mula valkala darubhihi dhanyaha mahiruhaha yesham vimukham yanti na arthinaha. Anvaya, the prose order is mahiruhaha dhanyaha santi. Ye pushpa patra phala chaya mula valkala darubhihi yuktaha santi. Yesham nikatam agatya arthinaha vimukham nayanti. Let us look at the meanings of the individual words. Pratipadartha. Pushpa is flowers. Flower, it can also mean flowers in this context. Patra is leaf or leaves. Phala, fruit or fruits. Chaya, shade or shelter. Mula, root or roots. Valkala, bark of the tree. Darubhihi, firewood. So endowed with all of these above, flowers, leaves, fruit, shade, roots, bark and firewood, dhanyaha are indeed fortunate. Mahiruhaha, trees. Yesham vimukham yanti na, approaching which are not turned away. Arthinaha, those who desire. Let us look at the meaning of the Subhashita. Indeed, fortunate are the trees, approaching which for purposes of flowers, leaves, fruits, shade, roots, bark and firewood, people desirous of these are not turned away and are indeed welcomed. Moral is, trees don't turn away people who approach them for purposes of flowers, fruits, shade and so on. In a similar manner, noble persons do not turn away anyone who approaches them for any need. We go further. Chintaniya hi vipadam adaveva pratikriyaha nakupakhananam yuktam pradipte vanhina grihe. Chintaniya hi vipadam adaveva pratikriyaha nakupakhananam yuktam pradipte vanhina grihe. Let us look at the Padacheda, Padavibhaga, split of words. Chintaniya hi vipadam adau eva. Adaveva is adau plus eva. Pratikriyaha na kupakhananam yuktam pradipte vanhina grihe. Anvaya of the prose order is vipadam pratikriyaha adau eva chintaniyaha hi syat vanhina pradipte grihe kupakhananam yuktam nabhavati. What is the meaning of this? Each of the individual words. Chintaniyahi, indeed to be thought of. Vipadam, of disasters, calamities. Adau eva, in the early stages itself, in the beginning itself. Pratikriyaha, responses or recovery systems. Kupakhananam, digging of a well. Nayuktam is not appropriate. Pradipte vanhina, burning because of fire. Grihe, a house. Meaning is, responses and recovery systems should indeed be thought of in the beginning stages itself, much before the strike of a disaster. It is not appropriate to dig a well right at the time when a house is on fire. Moral is, dig a well for water. Don't think of getting a water source just when the house is on fire. You have a water source ready at all times, is the meaning. Be aware of the risks at the early stages itself. Make sure that you have sufficient emergency action plans in place just in case calamities or disasters happen. Have the proper disaster recovery systems in place early on itself, is the meaning of this Subhashita. We go further. What did we learn in this Subhashita? We'll just look at a summary. First is, be noble, be good. Next, appreciate literature, music, art. Third, don't develop bad qualities. Next, always generate sweetness. Next, put forth all your efforts. Next, always have the giving attitude. Next, think of disaster recovery early on. So you can download the printable version of these slides at the link given in the description below. So this brings me to the end of this lesson. Prathamaha Pathaha Subhashitani, the lesson part. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. See you in the next video with the exercises part of this particular lesson. YouTube Amarabharati Samskrita. Shubham Bhuyat Mangalamastu Shri Krishnarpanamastu.